Hum. Salut tout le monde, c'est Félix Séraphin et on se retrouve pour un nouvel épisode de Dragon Age Origins. Donc si vous avez vu ce qui s'est passé précédemment, vous avez qu'à suivre. Donc là, voilà un petit récapitulatif de l'affaire en cours. Donc là, je vais avant explorer un peu les lieux.
The Tower of Ishal is off limits. The men stationed inside are securing it now.
Alors, qu'est-ce que la tour d'Ishal?
I think they used it once to watch for wilders coming out of the forest.
Pourquoi ne peut-on plus entrer dans la tour?
By orders of Tairn Loghain. The tower is being secured by his men to be used during battle. I'm told they discovered some lower chambers, and they don't know how far down they go, so for now, everyone's to stay out.
Des cavités souterraines?
I didn't see anything like that when I was there, but who knows?
Ces ruines sont gigantesques.
Goes back to the time of the Tevinter Imperium. Dwarven make. That's probably why it's still standing.
Au revoir.
Make us speed your steps.
Bon, par précaution, je sauvegarde.
I'll get on it.
Un coffre à déverrouiller. Voilà, là je place une nouvelle potion, cataplasme curatif. C'est un peu plus efficace que la mineure. Voilà.
Make her watch over you, my lord.
Got it. All right.
Donc là, faut que je traverse le pont pour continuer. Donc là, pour la quête que je dois faire actuellement, vous êtes arrivé à la frontière d'Ostagar, à la frontière des terres sauvages de Korkari. Dès que vous serez prêt à commencer la cérémonie de l'Union, mettez-vous en quête d'un garde des ombres nommé Alistair.
Hail, you must be the Grey Warden recruit that Duncan brought. This place hasn't seen such bustle in centuries, I'll wager. Need a hand getting anywhere?
Où se trouve la tente de Duncan?
Not far. It's straight ahead, just past the royal encampment. Most of your fellas are in the valley with the army, but the recruits seem to be staying up here for now.
Je cherche un garde des ombres du nom d'Alistair.
Try heading north. I think he was sent with a message to the mages.
Parlez-moi un peu d'Ostagar.
Used to be a fortress long time ago, so I understand. Back in the days when the Wilders used to invade the lowlands. You were just on the eastern side of the ruin. The Tower of Ishal is there, but Tairn Loghain's closed it off until the battle. This side is the King's camp. We've got the Grey Wardens here, the Circle of Magi, the Chantry. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting somebody important.
Alors, où dois-je me rendre si j'ai besoin d'équipement?
Quartermaster, he's just a bit to the northwest.
Où se trouve le roi?
Probably in his tent. He and Tairn Loghain are on the southwest side of the camp. The king likes to spend time with his soldiers, though. Sometimes even without his bodyguard. Drives Tairn Loghain wild, that does.
Alors, le cercle des mages est présent lui aussi.
A few mages, yes. They even brought those creepy quiet fellows, the Tranquil. Gives me the shivers when they talk, all cold and even. They're to the north of here, bunched up with a herd of Templars glaring at them. Can't miss it.
Ce sont bien des aboiements que j'entends?
This is Ferelden, isn't it? The king has his kennels on the west side of camp. Stinks from all the hounds. These aren't cute puppies, though. Some of those dogs bite the darkspawn and get too much of that blood in them. It's like poison. Slow, painful death. Terrible.
J'aimerais vous poser une autre
Go on,
question.
then.
Je dois vous
Good
laisser.
luck to you, then.
Voilà plus d'infos sur Ostagar, mais bon,
I'm sorry, but the mages must not be interrupted.
alors ça ce sont les Templiers, et là ce sont les mages.
The mages must not be interrupted. Their spirits are in the Fade.
L'immatériel?
The Fade is the realm of dreams and the land of the dead, or so the mages tell us. Regardless, they are not to be disturbed, not even by Grey Wardens.
Pardonnez-moi, au revoir. Alors, garde du roi.
Greetings. King Kalen is not in his tent right now.
Parlez-moi du roi, vous devez le voir souvent.
I suppose I do, though he's spending most of his time with the Grey Wardens. He rides with them wherever they go, in fact. Teyrn Loghain sees the king whenever he can and argues with him over coming battles, but the king just waves him off. The king wants to end the Blight with a single huge battle the bards will sing of for centuries. Do you think that's possible?
J'ai des doutes.
That's how the Teyrn feels. He'll do what the king wants in the end, though. The king thought it was funny that Teyrn called him reckless, and they fought about the queen.
J'ignorais que le roi, que Kaylan était marié.
To the Teyrn's daughter, no less. He wasn't happy about something she did or the king did, I'm not sure. I probably shouldn't discuss it.
Au revoir.
As you wish.
We stand here in this hour.
Tiens, voilà quelqu'un à qui parler.
Greetings, young man. You are Duncan's newest recruit, are you not? He's not a man easily impressed. You should be proud. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Wynne, one of the mages summoned by the king.
Je suis Thérion. Attends, je vais être plutôt... J'ai croisé beaucoup de mages aujourd'hui.
The Circle sent many. Mages have always helped in past blights. To defeat the Darkspawn, we have to work together. It's not an idea everyone seems able to grasp.
Avez-vous déjà combattu l'Engeance?
Stragglers, yes. Not the vast horde the scouts speak of. I wonder, how much do you know of the connection between Darkspawn and the Fade?
C'est ce que nous nommons l'après, mais j'ignore s'il existe un rapport avec l'Engeance.
Anytime your spirit leaves your earthly body, whether it's to dream or to die, it passes into the realm we call the Fade. It's home to many spirits, some benevolent, others far less so. At the heart of the Fade lies the Black City.
Qu'est-ce que la Cité Noire?
Some say the Black City was once the seat of the Maker. But when the mages from the Tevinter Imperium found a way into the city, it was tainted with their sin. That taint transformed those men, turning them into twisted reflections of their own hearts. And the Maker cast them back to the Earth, where they became the first Darkspawn. At least that's what the Chant of Light says.
Tout cela est-il vrai?
It may be allegory, meant to teach us that our own evil causes human suffering. Or it may be true. It is as good an explanation as any for now.
Je tuerai toutes les engeances qui croisent ma route.
A wise attitude. It's worked well for me in the past. But I'm certain Duncan has more for you to do than talk to me.
So, any last wishes I can help fulfill before you head into battle?
I'll get on it.
Alors là, je vais faire du commerce avec ce gars-là.
You there, elf. Where's my armor? And why are you dressed so preposterously?
Comment osez-vous me parler sur ce ton humain?
What? Oh, you're the one who arrived with the Grey Warden. Please, forgive my rudeness.
There are so many elves running about, and I've been waiting for... It's simply been so hectic. I never thought... But please, pardon my terrible manners. I am just the quartermaster, a simple man. No one special.
Alors... Vous devriez peut-être apprendre à traiter un peu mieux vos serviteurs.
Yes, of course, you're very right. Did you come for some supplies, perhaps?
Que vendez-vous?
Arms and armor, for the most part. It's for the King's men, but you Grey Wardens can buy what you need for a modest price. I also have some goods on the side I can provide. Strictly off the record, of course. To keep morale up, you understand.
Alors faites-moi voir ce que vous avez à vendre.
Let me know what you'd like.
Alors... Déjà là, j'achète de quoi agrandir mon inventaire, ma capacité d'inventaire. Ensuite, attendez voir. Et ça me sera utile plus tard. Ça aussi. Ça aussi. Ça aussi. Et ça aussi. Mais j'y reviendrai plus tard. Et j'achète des recettes pour... à la fois pour les potions, poisons, etc. Et ça, c'est des trucs qui me seront très utiles. Et là, je suis en train de lui vendre des bricoles qui me seront... qui me sont pas tellement utiles. Voilà.
Hello again. Is there something you need? Some supplies, perhaps?
Faites-moi voir vos
So
articles.
long as you keep it quiet.
Et là, j'achète toutes les recettes. Voilà.
Well, you're not what I thought you'd be.
Vraiment, et à quoi vous attendiez-vous?
Not an elf, yet here you are. The name's Daveth. It's about bloody time you came along. I was beginning to think they cooked this ritual up just for our benefit.
Allons, ne sombrez pas dans la paranoïa. Et visiblement, c'est également une des recrues pour rejoindre la garde des ombres.
That depends on what kind of life you've led. Me, I'm perfectly willing to accept that this joining is some kind of punishment. I happened to be sneaking around camp last night, see, and I heard a couple of Grey Wardens talking. So, I listened in for a bit. I'm thinking they plan to send us into the wilds.
Je croyais qu'il y avait des barbares dans cette forêt.
Chasing barbarians, yes. Cannibals, and witches too. My home village isn't far, and I grew up on tales about the wilds. Even been in there a few times. Scary place.
Pourquoi les terres sauvages sont-elles si terrifiantes?
Cannibals, beasts, witches, and now Darkspawn. What isn't to be scared of? It's all too secretive for me. Makes my nose twitch. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Like we have a choice.
Vous n'êtes pas ici de votre plein gré?
I've got nowhere else to go after what Duncan saved me from. Anyway, I expect it's time to get back to Duncan. That's where I'll be if you need me for anything.
In the name of
You may not want to remain here long, Warden. Most of these men have been tainted by the Darkspawn blood.
It hurts so much. I can't feel it.
You need to convince them. We've got to run. The Darkspawn are coming.
Cet homme est fou allié.
I'm not mad, I saw them.
I apologize, Warden. He's been like this ever since they found him in the wilds.
Que lui est-il arrivé?
Aside from his wounds, we're not sure. His blood is untainted. He's just terrified.
You can feel it, can't you? They taint the land, turn it black and sick. Oh, you can feel it inside. They'll come out of that forest and spread. Like caterpillars covering a tree. They'll swallow us whole.
That's quite enough out of you. You need to calm yourself, my good man.
They were everywhere. I saw them.
Alors voilà quelqu'un à qui parler.
Greetings. You must be the third recruit we've heard about.
C'est bien moi, et vous êtes...
Sir Jury is my name. I hail from Redcliffe, where I served as knight under the command of Arl Eamon. I wasn't aware elves could join the Grey Wardens. Those camped in the valley are all human.
Peut-être serait-il temps d'accepter un peu moins d'humains.
I did not mean to offend you. Clearly your skills have impressed Duncan. I hope we're both lucky enough to eventually join the Wardens. Is it not thrilling to be given that chance?
Alors... J'ai comme l'impression que vous n'êtes pas très malin.
That's not fair. I listened to tales of the Grey Wardens and dreamt one day I too would ride a griffin into battle against slavering monsters. I know there are no more griffins, and my fantasies were those of a boy, but still... I remember those tales. I never thought I'd be part of them. Tell me, has anyone told you what this joining ritual entails?
David pense que nous allons être envoyés dans les terres sauvages.
I never heard of such a ritual. I had no idea there were more tests after getting recruited. I suppose since you're finally here, I'd best get back to Duncan. I shall see you there.
Maker above, hear the prayers of your sons.
Alors regardez ce que je vais faire là.
You there, elf. What's your name?
It's Pick, sir.
Go tell Turn Logain that the war party's ready to begin scouting. We'll send word if we find anything amiss.
Yes, sir. Hello? I'm sorry, is there something you needed?
Que voulez-vous
I
dire?
deliver messages around the camp. You have a message for me?
Mentir. Oui, j'ai un message.
Then what is... Oh, wait. Are you the one I'm supposed to give Sir Garland's sword to? Because I think the smith's done with it.
Oui, c'est bien à moi que vous devez remettre l'épée.
Oh, that's such a relief. You really saved me from the switch for sure. I'd best get back to my duties again before I get in more trouble.
Hop, je viens de le berner pour lui chipper une épée. Et je vais me la prendre cette épée. Voilà. Je regarde ce que j'ai en attribut.
Hello again. You need something now? Oh, alright. Nice to see you again.
Ah, ok.
Look carefully, man. This wretched thing is a darkspawn. They're strong and cunning and smart, but don't listen to those old wives' tales. They can be killed. Stick them with your sword enough, and they go down. Their blood is black as sin and poisonous. Don't even touch it. You get tainted with that blood, and you may as well slit your throat. We've lost many dogs already. Had to muzzle them to keep them from biting. It's a long and painful way to die.
Et voilà un gars qui nous donne les infos sur les engeances.
Got it.
This is supposed to be the battle that sends these Darkspawn back underground. You believe that?
I don't know what to believe. We've won every battle, but there's more of them each time.
Makes you wonder if them Grey Wardens are right.
I don't want to think about that.
Sounds like the perfect time to get drunk, if you ask me.
There are lots of Darkspawn, different kinds. We're getting reports of things we've never even heard of. Our short friend here, for instance, is something called a Genlock. They're pretty common in the Horde, but we've seen others much larger. We don't know where these new Darkspawn are coming from, or what they can do. All I can say is to use caution. There aren't any we've seen that won't die once they bleed enough.
Ok.
Can I get you a ladder, so you can get off my back?
My faith sustains me. I shall not be left to wander the drifting roads of the Fae.
Stop. Immediately. What are you, a bunch of Natric fishwives spreading gossip until you brown your small clothes out of terror? We've seen nothing to suggest that the Darkspawn drag our people underground to eat them. And I want this talk about Darkspawn enslaving survivors to stop immediately. Keep your minds focused on the battle. You fight for Ferelden and for your king. Remember that.
Ok.
Soldiers of Ferelden, my sisters and gentlefolk. We stand here on the eve of battle. Let us
Ah, voilà ce fameux Alistair.
What is it now? Haven't Grey Wardens asked more than enough of the Circle?
I simply came to deliver a message from the revered mother, Sir Mage. She desires your presence.
What her reverence desires is of no concern to me. I am busy helping the Grey Wardens, by the King's orders, I might add.
Should I have asked her to write a note?
Tell her I will not be harassed in this manner.
Yes, I was harassing you by delivering a message.
Your glibness does you no credit.
Here I thought we were getting along so well. I was even going to name one of my children after you. The Grumpy One.
Enough. I will speak to the woman if I must. Get out of my way, fool.
You know, one good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together.
C'est une honte de dire une chose pareille.
Is it? I'm trying to find a bright side to all this. I suppose it wasn't very convincing. Wait, we haven't met, have we? I don't suppose you happen to be another mage?
Cela vous poserait problème?
Hardly. I just like to know my chances of being turned into a toad at any given moment. Wait, I do know who you are. You're Duncan's new recruit, the Dalish. I should have recognized you right away. I apologize.
Comment m'avez-vous reconnu?
Duncan sent word. He spoke quite highly of you. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Alistair, the new Grey Warden. Though I guess you knew that. As the junior member of the Order, I'll be accompanying you when you prepare for the joining.
Alors, que pouvez-vous me dire sur cette cérémonie de l'Union?
Honestly, nothing. Try not to worry about it. It will just distract you. So I'm curious. Have you ever actually encountered Darkspawn before?
Oui, très récemment.
I've only fought them once up close. And that was before the battles here started, which Duncan has kept me out of so far. Tell me, did you find them as monstrous as I did?
Alors. Je ne sais pas, à quel point les avez-vous trouvées monstrueuses?
I'd read so much, but it just can't prepare you. I don't look forward to seeing them again. Anyhow, whenever you're ready, let's get back to Duncan. I imagine he's eager to get things started.
Alors. Quelle était la raison de cette dispute?
With the mage. The circle is here at the king's request, and the chantry doesn't like that one bit. They just love letting mages know how unwelcome they are, which puts me in a bit of an awkward position. I was once a Templar.
Vous étiez un chasseur de mages.
Not that that's all Templars do, but yes, the chantry raised me until Duncan recruited me 6 months ago. I'm sure the revered mother meant it as an insult, sending me as her messenger, and the mage picked right up on that. I never would have agreed to deliver it, but Duncan says we're all to cooperate and get along. Apparently they didn't get the same speech.
Il me tarde de voyager à vos côtés.
You do? Huh, that's a switch. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, lead on.
Alors, en fait, pour la résumer vite fait, la chanterie, c'est la version... c'est la version de l'église... de l'église. Et enfin, celui qu'ils appellent le créateur, c'est... cette version... C'est en quelque sorte une version de Dieu. C'est-à-dire de le Dieu. Bref. Et enfin, le cercle des mages, c'est un lieu où les mages passent la plus grande partie de leur vie confinés, tout en étant surveillés constamment par les Templiers, un groupe de guerriers qui a pour job de maîtriser les mages. Voilà. Vous voyez, je sais, ça en fait des infos, mais j'essaye de m'en tenir aux grandes lignes. Tiens, j'ai reçu un petit quelque chose pour Alistair. Ouais, j'ai installé un mode pour qu'il ait une armure de garde des ombres, la même que celle que portent les gardes des ombres dans Dragon Age 2 et Inquisition. Après, j'avais pris soin d'envoyer un lien dans la description de l'épisode 1. Alors, Alistair. Yes. Alors, parlez-moi un peu de vous.
As I said, I was trained as a Templar before Duncan recruited me about 6 months ago. The Chantry raised me, and becoming a Templar was a decision made for me a long time ago. Duncan saw I wasn't happy, and figured my training against mages could double for fighting Darkspawn. Now, here I stand, a proud Grey Warden. The Grand Cleric wouldn't have let me go if Duncan never forced the issue. I'll always be grateful to him.
Vous ne vouliez pas rejoindre la chanterie?
It just wasn't for me. I believe in the Maker well enough, but I never wanted to devote my life to the chantry.
Alors, vous semblez avoir beaucoup d'estime pour Duncan.
I spent years in that chantry, hopelessly resigned to my fate. Duncan was the first person who cared what I wanted. He risked a lot of trouble with the Grand Cleric to help me.
J'ai quelques questions à vous poser. Alors, parlez-moi des gardes des ombres, je suis curieux.
So I imagine. What would you like to know?
Qu'avez-vous donc de si particulier?
The Grey Wardens are warriors without equal. Darkspawn threatened to destroy the world 4 times over. Each time, the Grey Wardens led mankind to victory. Nobody knows more about Darkspawn, and nobody's better equipped to deal with them. You'll see. Trust me.
Donc les gardes des ombres sont des chevaliers, des héros.
I don't know if I'd go that far. Duncan says the Grey Wardens do whatever is necessary to protect mankind from Darkspawn. That means some pretty extreme things. Whatever it takes to bring victory.
À dire vrai, je ne sais quasiment rien de la garde des ombres.
Well, let's see. Surely you've heard of Weishaupt Fortress? The great eyrie carved into the White Cliffs far off in the Anderfels? That's where the Grey Wardens once kept their griffins. The griffins died out, however, and our numbers have dwindled since the last Blight. There's only a handful left in Ferelden. A few more in other nations.
Alors, où sont les autres gardes des ombres?
The others are camped with the King's soldiers in the valley. The King's given us a position of honor at the vanguard, despite our small numbers. I think Kalen is actually excited to ride into battle with us. Maybe he thinks that's what his father would have done.
Alors les gardes des ombres peuvent donc recruter qui bon leur semble.
King Marek, Kalen's father, reaffirmed the power the Grey Wardens were given during the Blights. In practice, we can't conscript too often without hurting our cause. We were exiled from Ferelden once. Best not to let that happen again.
C'est tout ce que je voulais savoir.
You want to ask me about something else?
J'aimerais en savoir plus sur l'enclin.
Of course.
Qu'est-ce qu'un enclin et d'où viennent les engences?
You want the Chantry's version or the truth?
Je pensais qu'il n'y avait pas de différence.
They seldom are.
Et quelle est la version de la chanterie?
According to the Chant of Light, the Maker imprisoned the old gods underground long ago, as punishment for tricking mankind into worshipping them. The old gods still whispered to some men and taught them magic. These men became the Magisters of the Tevinter Empire. The Magisters used their gift to enter the Golden City, tainting it and themselves. They were cast out by the Maker and became the first Darkspawn. They fled underground, bringing their taint to their gods. The tainted old gods were the archdemons who rose from their prisons and led the Darkspawn against the world.
C'était pendant le premier enclin, c'est bien ça?
Yes, and it nearly wiped us out. When defeated, the Darkspawn flee back underground and seek out another old god to taint, thus bringing another blight.
Alors, qu'est-ce qu'un archidémon au juste?
The old gods were dragons, so the stories say. Big ones. Intelligent, even. The Tevinter Empire had big statues of them. Each dragon had a name and a place in the cosmos. It's all very intricate. The archdemons may not be the old gods, but they're definitely dragons.
Alors, et où se trouve l'archidémon à l'origine de l'enclin actuel?
We haven't seen it yet. People are beginning to think this is just an unusually large Darkspawn raid without an archdemon to unify them. But seriously, the archdemon could be in the wilds or underground. It could be hiding. Just because it hasn't shown itself doesn't mean it isn't out there.
Non. Pourquoi ne pas tuer les engences à la source sous terre?
They've controlled the deep roads ever since they defeated the Dwarven kingdoms. Even if we invaded, we can only chase them so far.
Pourquoi certaines personnes sont-elles aussi sceptiques?
The Grey Wardens killed so many Darkspawn by the end of the last Blight. People decided they were gone for good.
J'aimerais vous poser d'autres questions sur l'enclin. Comment les gardes des ombres peuvent-ils vaincre l'enclin?
We chop off the snake's head. It's the only way. According to texts, the most famous Grey Warden leader, Garahel, killed the archdemon Underal in personal combat at the Battle of Aesley to end the last Blight. Without the archdemon to command them, the Darkspawn flee back underground.
Comment avons-nous été alertés de cet enclin?
The Grey Wardens keep watch. We feel the Darkspawn when they come. You'll understand after the joining, if you... well, you'll understand. Not to mention people start to notice when Darkspawn pour out of the wilds and taint everything around them. Just a guess.
Combien d'engeance y a-t-il au total?
Thousands. Tens of thousands. They've had centuries to build up their numbers.
C'est tout ce que je voulais savoir.
You want to ask me about something else?
Parlez-moi de Duncan.
Duncan is the leader of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden. Which he would say doesn't mean much, as there aren't many of us here. Yet, beyond that, he's a good man. A good judge of character. I owe him a lot. What about you? What do you think of him?
Ah. Je lui dois beaucoup, il a changé ma vie.
That sounds familiar. He's done the best he can with what little he has. And that includes me, I guess. You want to ask me about something else?
Alors... Parlez-moi de la bataille à venir.
The one tomorrow. I'll tell you. It's Tairn Loghain we should be looking to win it, not the king. Caelan just wants his place in history. The Tairn is planning the strategy. That's my opinion, anyway. I guess I should be thankful the king favors us Grey Wardens. But I know who's keeping the lid on the pot.
Alors... Quel sera mon rôle dans cette bataille?
You know, that's a good question. The other Grey Wardens are riding into battle with the king. I don't know if you'll be with them.
Pourquoi la bataille se déroule-t-elle ici?
We're at the edge of the Korkari Wilds, the eye of the Blight Storm, right where the Horde will be coming. Ostagar itself is in excellent defensive position. The Wilders were pushed back from here time and again in ancient days.
Quelles sont nos chances de l'emporter?
I'm sure Tairn Loghain has the battle planned to the last detail. Still, no Blight has ever been defeated with so little cost.
Et si nous échouons?
If we don't break the Horde here, Duncan says it will spread until it engulfs all of Ferelden. Then it will take an alliance of nations to fight it. Which would be bad. Neither the king nor the Tairn really seems to believe this is a real blight, however.
C'est tout ce que je voulais savoir.
You want to ask me about something else?
Je n'ai plus de questions.
Then let's get a move on, shall we?
Alors maintenant, il faut qu'on aille voir Duncan.
You found Alistair, did you? Good. I'll assume you're ready to begin preparations. Assuming, of course, that you're quite finished riling up mages, Alistair.
What can I say? The revered mother ambushed me. The way she wields guilt, they should stick her in the army.
She forced you to sass the mage, did she? We cannot afford to antagonize anyone, Alistair. We don't need to give anyone more ammunition against us.
You're right, Duncan. I apologize.
Now then, since you're all here, we can begin. You four will be heading into the Korkari Wilds to perform two tasks. The first is to obtain 3 vials of Darkspawn blood, one for each recruit.
Pourquoi devons-nous cueillir du sang d'engeance?
For the joining itself. I'll explain more once you've returned.
Dans les terres sauvages, n'est-ce pas dangereux? Enfin...
You weren't recruited out of charity. All 3 of you are skilled and resourceful. Alistair is the most junior member of our order and will accompany you as is tradition. Do not worry. I doubt you will need to go far into the wilds to find what you seek.
Je suis sûr que vous auriez pu vous procurer du sang vous-même.
Of course. You must work together to collect the components, however. It's as much a part of the joining as what comes after.
Enfin, un peu d'action.
Without a doubt. Darkspawn aren't renowned for their willingness to offer up their blood. There was once a Grey Warden archive in the wilds, abandoned long ago when we could no longer afford to maintain such remote outposts. It has recently come to our attention that some scrolls have been left behind, magically sealed to protect them. Alistair, I want you to retrieve these scrolls if you can.
De quel type de document s'agit-il?
Old treaties, if you're curious. Promises of support made to the Grey Wardens long ago. They were once considered only formalities. With so many having forgotten their commitments to us, I suspect it may be a good idea to have something to remind them with.
Alors, après tout ce temps, comment être sûr qu'il n'ait pas disparu?
It's possible the scrolls may have been destroyed or even stolen, though the seal's magic should have protected them. Only a Grey Warden can break such a seal.
I don't understand. Why leave such things in a ruin if they're so valuable?
It was assumed that we would someday return. A great many things were assumed that have not held true.
Alors, tout cela fait-il partie de la cérémonie de l'Union?
No, but the effort must be made. I have every confidence you are up to the task.
Comment trouverons-nous cet avant-poste?
It will be an overgrown ruin by now, but the sealed chest should remain intact. Alistair will guide you to the area you need to search.
Alors, retrouver les parchemins et recueillir 3 fioles de sang, c'est compris.
Watch over your charges, Alistair. Return quickly and safely.
We will.
Then may the Maker watch over your path. I will see you when you return.
Bon, j'ai encore un petit quelque chose à faire là-bas.
Huh. Someone finally comes and talks to the lone prisoner. I don't suppose you've come to sentence me.
Et pourquoi pas?
I doubt I'm that lucky. I don't suppose you have a bit of kindness in you. All I want is food and water. They haven't fed me since I was locked up and I'm starving.
Mais c'est horrible, pourquoi on ne vous a rien donné à manger?
I expect nobody thought of it with all the battles and such.
Pourquoi vous aiderais-je?
Because you might want something I don't need. Them circle wizards got a chest they keep things in. Magical things. And I stole the key. That's why I'm here. I got one of them drunk, took his key and tried to sneak to the chest. They assumed I was deserting. I can't use it from here. But I'd trade you for some food and water.
Alors, les gardes qui vous ont arrêté n'ont pas trouvé la clé?
I swallowed it. But it's, come back into my possession since then, so to speak.
C'est dégoûtant.
And an excellent party trick, I'll bet.
Yeah, well... Do you want the key or not?
Je vais prendre la clé, merci. C'est-à-dire le tuer et prendre la clé.
What? But you can't do that! Ah, God!
I did not see that coming.
What? What in Andraste's name did you do that for? Just because you're a Grey Warden doesn't give you the right to go and kill anyone you please. Explain yourself.
Il s'est jeté sur moi. J'ai été obligé de me défendre.
I suppose you did at that. Fair enough. Well, no skin off my teeth. When they ask me why he's dead, that's what I'll tell them.
Bon, sur ce, je vais m'arrêter là. Allez, à bientôt tout le monde.